God's blessings, my friends. Well, I want to talk to you today about a bad day. You know, when we have bad days, we often get frustrated. And as a pastor, I'll admit, I've had to deal with people who have sat by and said, why did God let this happen to me? Why did God cause this? Why did God permit this? And you know what? We struggle with that. There's a lot of times where something happens that just knocks us off our feet, takes the air out of our lungs, and we just have to sit back and go, why did this happen? Sometimes, well, it's because we chose sin. Sometimes it's because, well, we wanted something we shouldn't have. I can't eat a whole pizza for lunch and then say, why did I gain weight? God, why didn't you give me a better metabolism? But there are also things that happen to us that are, well, we're incidents, we're victims, we're just there when a sin-cursed world does what a sin-cursed world does. And you see this often, you know, when you have the drunk driver and he hits somebody. When you have somebody who was sick and didn't stay home from work, they went in and shared that flu and they got somebody much sicker. When you go to a restaurant and your food's not cooked properly. And you know what? I'm giving generic ones, but in your life, you know of a situation where somebody did something that caused serious hurt and harm. And you want to be mad at them, and you want to be mad at God, and you want to be mad at the situation. And what we often want to do is say, God, why did you let? And we forget that from the very beginning, Adam and Eve chose sin over God. That every day we wake up and our old nature, our sinful flesh, desires sin over God. You see, God is present. God will at times give us over to our sin. God at times will allow sin to happen. God at times will let us go knocked down to our knees. And when those things happen, when we're at our weakest, that is often when God's strength shines into a situation. Sometimes it seems miraculous. Sometimes it's helping you to remember where you're supposed to look to in a problem. Sometimes it's to give you an opportunity to proclaim your joy and your hope, even in the midst of trouble and trauma. Sometimes it's to remind you that it's not about your strength, but it's about His faithfulness. My friends, if you're going through a bad day, I want you to remember God says He'll work everything for good to the glory of His kingdom. And that means on your worst day, when you breathe your last, He turns death into an Uber that delivers you into His arms. He has prepared for your worst by giving to you His best. And that is Christ's righteousness, eternal life, and His salvation. May that be the reason for your hope today.